Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's stitch, we are going to be covering the lazy S. It differs from some of the other stitches we've done, as it doesn't go over the edge of the leather, and it instead is going to be more like a saddle stitch. However, it only takes one needle and our lace that we're going to use. Now, it is a quick stitch. It is not the most durable stitch, and you're going to have an asymmetric design on each side. With the lazy S stitch, you are going to want to play around with some scrap leather and focus on changing the width between your stitches and the width of the material you're using to stitch with. This is going to give you a different S shape on your decorative side, and in our case we are using a heavier round lace to keep with our larger round gaps. For this stitch, you are going to need the piece of leather that you're going to stitch together. In this case, we are going to stitch it as if you're stitching two separate pieces together. You also need to have 5 times the length of the project. So again, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like to give a 6th, and this is going to change depending on the thickness of the material you're stitching, as well as the lace you're using. You'll also need a lacing needle, fid, or other type of apparatus that is just going to work for the medium that you're working with. All right, to begin the project, we are going to take our lace, starting on the inside of the project. We are going to lay it back a few holes. 3 to 4 is usually more than enough. And in this case, you don't actually want to start at the first hole that we're coming through here. We're going to come back. So we're going from the inside of B out, and then we can close up our project and pinch that tail end so it can't go anywhere. From here, make sure everything is nice and lined up. We're going to go in through A, out through 1, starting on this side here. In this case, I can actually see the lace through. You kind of want it to be in between, so through one side, maybe through the other, just to make sure it cinches everything down. But we're going to go in through 2, and then out through B, then in through A, out through 1. This is going to lock the start of the stitch down, and we can now continue with the S-bend. To start the S-bend, now that we have a starting hole, we're going to skip 1, go through in through 3, out through C, and then jumping back a hole, we're going to go in through B, out through 2. Now when we come out, you have to make a choice at this point on which direction you want your S to move. For us, we're going to keep the loop down, so we're going to come out and pull it tight. So we've come out through, and the tail of our thread is on top of the below loop. We're going to want that to be consistent throughout our entire stitch. So from 2, we're going to go in through 4, out through D, in through C, out through 3, keeping that stitch below, pull it nice and tight, in through 5, out through E, in through D, out through 4, keeping that stitch below. And we're going to complete this till we get to our final hole. All right, so we now have one more hole to jump through. So we will go in through 9, out through I, in through H, out through 8, And then one more time, we are going to go in through 9 and come out the bottom of the hole here. All right, so in between the pieces, we're going to come out, and this closes the stitch. Now, to lock this in, right, you make sure at this point you can pull everything tight. Make sure that your stitch is clean. You can see here how we actually have a dotted stitch on this side where we jump through, and then you have your S bend on this side, right, where it comes across and across and across. The tighter this gets, the more it looks like an S. Now, to end the stitch, or to lock everything in, we're going to come from inside the project through our stitch here, go up, and then through our second stitch, we're going to come down into the project, pull it through, and lock it down. We are using a thicker leather with a thicker round lace, so we do get a little bit of a gap. Burnishing will close that out, tightening it down, giving it a light hammer. But in this case, this is just for demonstration purposes. And that's it. You've completed the Lazy S. It's a quick, efficient stitch that will hold your projects together and gives you a nice decorative stitch on one side, as opposed to the usual dot stitch that you see on most leather projects.